Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to What Goes With It Wednesday, which is a follow along to Monday. Messy Monday. Oh my goodness, words are hard today. Messy Monday. And on Messy Monday, I did the stamping and the mixed media for the background. It didn't seem like a very messy process, but when I washed it off, I don't know if you can tell, this hand is super red. Anyway, I am exactly where I left off because I basically walked away, went and did some stuff outside to help my husband in the yard, and came back. It is actually the same day, but I'm having to do it this way because I am packing for our Wyoming retreat that MK and I are hosting. If you missed it on Monday, I used Cranberry Fizz and Rock and Red along with the Billboard Alphas from Heidi Swap to create my background. And since I am having to pack to finish all of this at a retreat because I'm not going to have time, there's just no way to do it at home, I'm going to go ahead and pack it as I would, well, I'm packing it for a retreat I'm flying to. I would normally pack in these. I keep saying that this every Wednesday, but that's okay. These are from Totally Tiffany. They've got a 12 by 12 slot here, and then they've got a 4 by 12, a 6 by 8, and two 4 by 6s here, and you can put things in different slots. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take my paper off of here very carefully so I don't end up with any torn pieces. Here we go. We'll go with that. And then I'm going to go ahead and move this. This is just a foam board that's covered in tape that makes it so it's got a water barrier. You can wipe it off easily. Oh, excuse me. That's what happens when you're working outside in the dust. Oh my goodness, allergies. Okay, so I pulled out a couple of bins of Christmas stuff. I think I have one more bin of Christmas stuff, but I'm gonna stick with these to start with and see what I can do. So I am planning to use flip flaps for these. I know I want something around the outside as far as a border. I don't know if it's going to be a sketchy line. My words are going to have to be very different from these words, so I'm thinking maybe this Happy Holidays or the Hello December might go really well. Oh my goodness, you guys, pardon me. I'm going to have to sneeze or blow my nose. Sorry, but hopefully that fixes the problem of the sneezies. Okay, so let's see how the Hello December looks with, I don't know. Hello December, does it get lost? It's kind of hard to tell with everything sitting right on top, right? I feel like that might actually get lost. Let me see what this Happy Holidays looks like. It might be a better option. Oh yeah, the Happy Holidays is probably what I'm gonna do. But I'll see what else we have in here. Also looking to see if I'm going to back it with anything. I've got some 6 by 8 papers and some 6 by 6 papers. I don't really want to pull out a whole sheet of paper to back these with because I feel like I've got the small papers, I should use them. And these are not ones that I use often because they're so busy, but I thought they might be kind of nice in a small, actually that does look kind of nice in a small, a small dose. Yeah, it does, because these are so busy. They're, I don't actually know, I don't even know if I bought these or if they were given to me. That's kind of nice. I kind of like it with this blue one because the Happy Holidays kind of brings in this lighter color, which it's in here, but it's not quite as noticeable. And I like the dark background, and they're all wearing like jeans and stuff, so it kind of feels like that might be the piece I go with. I didn't get very far in this selection process, but it's one of those things I feel like when you know, you know. The question is, yes, I have 2 of them. I'm wondering if I need more than 2 because I'm doing flip flaps. So one I feel could be like, I feel like it could be the reverse side. Let me think on that for a moment while I pick through. I do have some Christmas stuff from Kaiser Craft, which I'm going to set that aside because I do know we have a designer deep dive coming up that is for Kaiser Craft, and this is Kaiser Craft Christmas paper. It actually goes with that set, but because it's black and white, it could go with that. So I may end up using those for Kaiser Craft. I also have these strips of, this is the same brand and it's the same set. So I'm wondering if I have more. Where would I be if I was going to be LDRS traveler's notebook size? Did I put it in there? Yes. So maybe I have more of that same color set. I also have this mint green for Kaiser Craft, so I'm going to set those aside. I don't know that my embellishments go great with that, but if I can find more of this blue, I know it's going to be the wrong direction, but maybe I can find something that is similar. Maybe that. I don't know. Do I have 2 of those? Of course not. There are 2 of these though, and maybe because they're not the same, because I'm not showing that much of it, maybe it doesn't matter. Oh, you know what? I have vertical and horizontal. That's perfect, actually. So those will be my vertical, and the other 2 will be my horizontal. So that makes that easy. Easy photo mats. And then maybe I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but maybe my 3rd layer, because I'm going to have here, right? And then I'm going to have here, yeah. And then I'm going to have to do inside here. So do I do this one as my 3rd layer? And my main reason for picking a 3rd one, because normally you could do back to back, but these are obviously not double-sided. But my main reason for picking the 3rd color is because normally this would take the whole 4x6 spot, but it's not going to because it's printed on my selfie, which is slightly smaller than 4x6. So do we like it with the green, or do we just like it with these? Kind of like it with the dark blue more. So I think I'm going to stick those 2 in. Okay, so 2, 2, and 2. It's okay, you can talk to me if you want, but you'll be on camera. My husband just popped his nose in. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Let's put these back. I think I'll actually pull this one in for the vertical one because I'd rather use these up. They're less likely that I would use them. Okay. 2. Let's see here. I may also want to put some foliage, which means I'm going to need some green. I think I'm going to stick this in. Maybe that. That. Let's see here. See what I've got going here. Boy, by the looks of it, you would think that this was the more used one because it has less pieces left over. Okay, so let's put that away, and we'll put this away. So I'm going to bring those also because I do know my friend Lynn is bringing her die cut machine. So if I need to add some foliage, I can. I also happen to know what we're doing in class for the Wyoming trip, since it's the layout I'm teaching, and I know there will be some dies there that have foliage. So yeah, I don't actually have to pack the foliage because it's already going to be there. I just need the papers. So I think these are good selections for what I'm doing. I was going to pull out the 49 and Market papers, but I don't know. I feel like this is going to be good because I just need tiny bits, right? And the 49 and Market is so pretty. I might want to show more than just tiny bits. And I also feel like this goes great with this. So we are going to go ahead and pop that off of there. I don't think I'm going to take any of these other big pieces. I don't think it really needs to have all the big pieces. I suppose I could look and see what my options are. I guess I could take these two and I need a third one. I need a third one. And there wasn't even a third one on here. Okay, maybe I'll take them because I feel like these could be like a nice little centerpiece for my foliage. Maybe I'll do a diagonal design and I won't need a third one. But in the event that I need a third one, I think I'll take this, and that guy. I don't really worry too much about taking these off of the carrier sheet because I feel like they're going to be, like I'm not going to put them back on the carrier sheet when I get back if I don't use them, so it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Let's see if I can stick that on. Yeah, it's mostly on there. Okay, no stickies hanging off really, so that'll be good. We'll put these away. Here's the packaging. There is absolutely no snow on this particular day. This is not really a snowy location except for in rare occasions. I feel like I'm gonna bring this little heart too. I'm gonna stick it right there on that sheet. And then this can go in here. Now the question is, do I have enough for a layout? I know it doesn't seem like much with just these embellishments, but remember I'm making foliage out of these. Potentially, I don't expect that I'm going to need all of these, but in the event that this is too busy for the foliage, I would just use the center of this. That's why I'm bringing that. Okay. Get all of those papers put together. And let's go ahead and start putting this in its container. So these can go in here because this is 6 by 8. It'll hold it nicely, theoretically speaking. She says that she can't get it in there. It's because I'm trying to do the whole stack at one time and they're misaligned. Okay, there we go. This can go up here. That area. I'm not going to put my photos in quite yet, mostly because I'm going to get out my flip-flops and decide, sorry, thought process, pausing for thoughts, and I'm going to put the flip-flops in also. I'm just going to decide if I put the photos in the flip-flops or not. So let me grab those. Okay, flip-flops, here we go. This is just a random pack of them. It's not what it says on the front. And that is because I've had multiple of these packs and I just shoved them all in one because I got tired of flipping through all of them. Okay, so I think I'll take one of each orientation. I can always change it later unless I put embellishments on the top. It's not that big a deal. But at least then I know, because I'm thinking they will open this way and this way. The other option would be this way and this way, which could also work. So let's go ahead and do that. These are the vertical ones. I might change the orientation, and plus this is going to have a piece of paper on the back side. But you can see here, I wanted to show you that these are on the selfie, so there's quite a bit of space around the outside here for a little bit of color. Those in there. Come on, slide your little selves in. So this would be like this. And maybe I'll leave it that way, I have no idea. But this is the one I want on the front, so then it would be, I would just have to flip them around. Okay, so that's what I've got going on. Let's slide the paper in the back. I'm going to have green ink with me, so I'm not too worried about that if I want to put a green edge on it or something like that. So there we go. And I know I've got foliage dies that are going to be there. I feel like these will be like nice little nestling spots for the foliage dies to come out of. And I'll take one more quick little peek. I probably am going to need a label of some sort, just for the sheer fact that I have no place to write so far. Well, I do have a place to write, because one of these is going to have a writing spot, which means I'm going to bring an extra one of these, because then I can create a writing spot with a border around it for their family. And maybe one of these can go inside if I get for the other one that's decorative. I don't know, we'll see. So let's see what else I've got. This has to go in. And this is 4.5 by 6.5, so it doesn't fit in any spot except for this spot. And then these are going to fit in there also, because now that they are in flip flaps, they are too big. So let's see what else we have. I have these pieces that could easily be cut into gifts. That would be kind of cute. The greens match, and it's got the blues. It brings in more of the blue. So I feel like that's a good option. I do have a whole bunch of Christmas stuff. Tons of Christmas stuff here. Lots of like this kind of stuff. But I probably also have labels over on this side. As I open things up, they end up going into this bin. Here's some greenery already. Maybe I'll stick those in, because it'll be one less thing I have to run through the die cut machine. But there's probably not very many of those, because I use them quite a bit. Okay, so let's see here. Do we need any white or black? I don't know. Stick a couple of those in. Maybe I'll bring in a black label area just to give some contrast, and that would allow me to use a black pen all the way around the outside, which I'm already bringing a black pen, so that's fantastic. So maybe some of these black pieces would be really good to have. Another one of those. More foliage. Also, these pieces of foliage are going to be different than the ones that are going to be brought to the retreat, because these were done with my dies. The other ones are being done with MK's dies. So I think that will work really well, just to mix it up a bit. There's a few more in here. Goodness. Maybe I won't have to die cut anything. Who knows? I was actually going to bring my small die cutter for class. I do know a friend is bringing her big die cutter, so maybe we won't need to bring the small one. I'll have to check. Let's see here. That's cute. That says "A Wonderful Life." There's a little black button. More foliage. It's amazing what you can do when you have dies. You can just create as many things as you need. Simply magical. I'll put that in because it could have been a magical day. I wasn't there, so I'm not really sure. I have this merriest piece. I think I'll stick that in too, just because we've got red going on. This one does say Simply Magical also. I'll bring that as an alternative to the black one, just in case. If you know me, you know I like to have a lot of options, so Believe in the Magic of Christmas, we'll put that in there. I think I'm just about done, you guys. I'll stick one green label in. I'm going to stick a red bow in. Bows are not typically my thing, but I do try to get them used, so maybe I'll stick this in for some layers, the layering effect. I do love my layers. And a Hello December, because we've got another piece that's red in there. Another little green piece. And then I've got more foliage over here. So let's pull that out and stick it in there. These are all the extra pieces that I didn't use on some other layout. So these, they're coming in handy now. Definitely saves me some time. Okay, I think I am pretty much there. I think I'm pretty much there. Let's stick this "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" in here. I don't think we're making merry days. That's cute. I kind of like this "Making Merry Days" better than the "Believe in the Magic of Christmas," just because I already have the "Simply Magical" there. But I'll stick it in just in case, and then we have a couple of options. It's very easy to put this stuff away when you get back. And I'll put in this "Most Wonderful Time of the Year." I also was talking about making a cluster on the one of these that has just the my goodness, just the paper in it. One's going to be reserved for writing, and one's going to be you gotta have this farm fresh tree, you guys. One's going to be reserved for writing, and one is going to be for a decoration. So if the decoration one, I might need some extra pieces for that. So that's what I'm thinking. Here's Santa with a tree. Let's throw that in there just for good measure. It's a different shape. Sometimes I like to have different shapes. This is really cute too because they're getting their tree, so that might be worth putting in there. And we'll put this Holly Jolly Days in. I think I need a couple more red things just in case. Here's that same Santa, but I think he's facing the other way. We'll stick that guy in there. And maybe one or two more red items, just so we have the options. My red items are few and far between. Okay, we've got a stamp and a button, if I can get a hold of the button. Okay, I'm gonna call that done. This is gonna go in case I want to fussy cut those out or something. And then this layout is ready to rock and roll. And then I will come back with Figure It Out Friday so I can figure out how it's all gonna go together. That's kind of fun. Okay, love it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on Friday.